When performing electrical diagnosis on a vehicle, my go-to instrument was my digital multimeter. 90% of the time, I'm measuring voltage. If you want to get more comfortable with your uScope, you can replace your digital multimeter with the uScope by simply displaying the minimum and maximum voltage right on the screen. You can make this measurement with the uScope even easier by configuring your uScope to always display the minimum and maximum voltage every time you turn on your uScope. Let me show you how to do this. Additionally, I would like to show you how to change the visible intensity of the scope grid for easy viewing in bright sunlight. When you turn your uScope on, all of these settings from the probe, the trigger horizontal position, the voltage, the time, the position, the trigger type, the trigger value, rise and invert, they are all custom configurable so the scope can be turned on with specific settings. Now, one of the things I'm going to recommend is that you set your scope up to show minimum maximum voltage. That way, it'll be almost like using your fluke meter. Now, if we come down through the menu and go down to meters, you'll see right up here at the top that it's set for frequency. So frequency is going to be the default. However, if I click on OK and I come down and choose my minimum and maximum voltages and then click OK, now you'll see I'll be able to measure minimum maximum. So I can use this almost like a fluke meter to measure my voltages. Now, if I wanted to boot up that way every single time, from the menu, I'm going to navigate down to Options, go ahead and press OK, and right here you can see Set Custom Startup. So we'll simply navigate down to that, and you have to press and hold it down, and you notice that this S flash will flicker once. Now, if I turn this off, and then turn this back on, what we're now going to see is that we're going to come up and we're going to have our minimum maximum on the screen. And so you can do that with any of these settings here. In fact, one of the things that I like is I don't like it on a 5 milliseconds. I prefer to have my time a little bit higher for general startup time. So I like that 20 milliseconds. So I'll come back over to my menu. I'll come back down to Options. And I'll come back down to my custom startup and I'll press the OK button, holding it down again until that flickers. And now we'll get that 20 millisecond time on my custom startup. And there we have it. The other thing we can do is the visual grid intensity can be changed. So back over to that custom, go back down to Options, and you'll notice that we can do our grid intensity right here. That's going to be with left and right arrow buttons, and there's a number at the top. Mine says INT for intensity number 3. If I take it up to number 4, number 5, number 6, it goes up to number 7. This is good when it's really bright outside so you can see those grids. Typically I do like mine down around 3, but I can set that as well as a custom startup. There is a sample speed here. There's a fast and a normal. Just leave it on fast. Normal is going to be too slow for anything we want to do. So I'll just go ahead and hit OK. And now I'm all set to do most of my measurements. And this is what I like because I might want to use this like a fluke meter and I want to know what my voltage is without having to use the cursors.